Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a good one as always. Thank you for being here, and let's talk about Leia and how in the actual Bowden does she know who her mother was, considering that she was 20 seconds old when she met her mother and about 2 minutes old when her mother passed. How does that make sense? Now, this is going to be a little bit different than our normal Head-Canon episodes. Normally I offer 3 or 4 or 5 different opinions or theories or ways of thinking about it, ways of rationalizing the things that we have issues with in Star Wars. But there's not too many differing theories out there to explain away how Leia knows her mother in Return of the Jedi. So I'm just going to offer my opinion, how I see her capacity to remember her mother as a good thing. Now, this is a combination of 2 different opinions, thus we have 2 different main variables that I think help to explain away how Leia knows. Number 1, Leia is the daughter of Padme Nabiri, or Padme Amidala, depending on whether or not she's queen or senator, whatever. And Padme is an incredible character. She was president, essentially. Quick note about Nubian culture is that, the queen is actually an elected office, and you can serve up to 2 4-year terms, whatever. But the point is that she was president of a planet at the age of 14. Frickin' teen. 1-4. What? Leia comes from incredible genes from her mother's side as well as her father's. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on the fact that, she's Anakin Skywalker's daughter, so of course she's so intelligent, so smart, and so driven, and so this, that, and the other thing. But the bottom line is that Leia comes from incredible genetic background, with her mother being Padme flippin' Amidala. Now, Padme does come from a culture, Nubian culture, where it's tradition and customary for the young to lead. The whole point is that the young people make the decisions based on the advice of the older generation. That's kind of how Nubian culture works. But still, 14, 1-4, you're president of a planet at 14. Come on now. Palpatine wasn't a leader or really anyone of consequence until he was in his late teens, early 20s, as we can see in the Darth Plagueis novel. And so I guess what I'm getting at here is that basically super intelligent people, highly intelligent people, people of genius level IQs, tend to be able to retain information from a younger age, as can be witnessed in the Ahsoka novel when we get a little bit of Bail Organa and super young Leia. He's making comments of the fact that she's a year old and already up, walking, talking, making complete sentences. That's a thing with Leia. She is highly intelligent. She is born as a genius, essentially. So it makes sense that she might have some conscious memories of what her life was in the very first few months of life. At least general feelings and thoughts. We might remember something from when we were 4 or 5 or 3 or whatever. But we don't necessarily remember the exact things that are said or the exact events, but we definitely get feelings and thoughts and this, that, and the other thing, right? So I think that Leia's genius level IQ, essentially, her incredibly, ridiculously smart and intelligent brain, it makes sense that she might be able to remember some things in the more traditional way. Factor number 2 that I want to talk about is the obvious. She is Force sensitive. And not only is she Force sensitive, but she's empathically Force sensitive, telepathically Force sensitive. She is very good at reading emotions, understanding emotions, getting vibes from people, which makes her such an amazing politician and such an amazing political leader at that. We do have some canon evidence to suggest that Leia was reaching out with the Force before she was even born. In both Aftermath Life Debt and Aftermath Empire's End, we get a couple of different scenes where Ben Solo, or Kylo Ren, before he becomes Kylo Ren, before Ben Solo is even born, he and Leia are having a couple of different two-way empathic communication sessions, conversations. Empathic meaning that it's not necessarily fully formed sentences or thoughts or words or whatever. It's actually more thoughts and feelings and ideas and emotions and much more primal, I suppose. Which is exactly what Leia remembers of her mother. In Return of the Jedi, she does say,
"Do you remember your mother? Your real mother?"
Just a little bit. She died when I was very young.
What do you remember?
Just images, really. Feelings.
that's it. That's all that she remembers of her mother. So in conclusion, I feel that Leia's genetic background is essentially to blame for this tiny little hiccup in the storytelling of Star Wars. I think that's about all I've got to say on this specific subject, but let me know what you guys think. Do you have a different theory? Do you not agree with this theory? I'd love to have a conversation with you guys down in the comments down below. Be sure to hit like on this video if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you want more of this content and you're new here. You can also follow me over on Twitch, where we live stream every Sunday night and Wednesday mornings. You can also hit me up over on Twitter. Both of those are going to be linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. I love making these videos for you guys. And as always, may the Force be with you.